Hello my dear fellow otakus, welcome to my channel. 2021 is at its end. So, many of my fellow otakus asked me to make a video about upcoming new anime series. That's why today, we're going to discuss about upcoming new anime series which will be releasing in fall 2021 and 2022. But before we start our video, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe and like button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon also, otherwise you're gonna miss my future videos. Now without any further delay, let's start our video. In number 10 is Love After World Domination. This is a romantic comedy series following the Fudo Aikawa, aka the Red Gelato and the leader of the Hero Squadron Gelato 5, and Dazumi Magahara, minion leader of the villainous organization Gecko, are mortal enemies with nothing in common, but their relationship is not quite what it seems. In public, they make it look like they're at each other's throats, but in private they are pursing their forbidden love. Despite their differences and busy schedules, these two will stop at nothing to make their romance work. This series reminds me of Boarding School Juliet, which is one of the favorite rom-com animes so far. So I'm eagerly awaiting for this one. And I think same goes for the people who has already watched Boarding School Juliet anime. And in number 9 is A Couple of Cocos. Super studier and second-year student at Meguro River Academy High School, Nagiu Mino was switched at birth. When he heads out to dinner to meet his birth parents, he ends up running into the brash and outspoken girl, Erika Amano, who is on a mission to make Nagi her fake boyfriend, because she never wants to marry. When Nagi arrives to dinner though, his parents announce that they want to resolve the hospital switch by having him marry their daughter, who ends up being Erika. Story plot seems interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I will eagerly wait this series. Now in number 8 is When Will I Luv You Move. From the author of Teasing Master Takagi-san, comes a new comedic story about a sweet couple, Tanaka Ayumu, a first-year high school student who is secretly in love with his senior, the president of the unofficial shogi club, Yato Marushi, but he vows that he won't confess his feelings for her until he can finally manage to beat her in a game of shogi. Since he's a beginner, she always beats him, and his path to victory seems to be nowhere in sight. Tanaka tries to get him to admit his feelings, but this proves to be difficult because he rarely allows his poker face to slip. Will he ever be victorious, or will he have to checkmate her by other means? To know that, stay tuned with us till July 2022. And in number 7 is Blue Lock. After a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup. But what's missing? An absolute ace striker who can guide them to the win. The Japan Football Union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory, and who can be the decisive instrument in turning around the losing match. And to do so, they've gathered 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players, who will emerge to lead the team. And will they be able to out-muscle and out-ego everyone who stands in their way? After watching Haikyuu, I just can't wait to watch this anime. I hope it will be as good as Haikyuu cause I'm rooting for this anime. In number 6 is Komi-san Can't Communicate. Shoko Komi is a teenage girl who has a hard time communicating. Though seen as an elegant beauty by her classmates, she has no friends due to her social anxiety. After meeting her perfectly average classmate Hito Tadano, she makes a promise to make 100 friends. It turns out that their classmates also have their own quirks and communication habits, and they all want to be friends too. Komi-san Can't Communicate is a tremendously popular romantic comedy manga for good reason. It's relatable, sweet, and mostly wholesome. I think it will bring back some memories from real life, and my girlfriend is a showbitch. I just can't wait to watch this anime.
2021年10月放送開始
And number 5 is my Sekai life. Whether at the office or at home, corporate drone Yuji Sano works all the time. So when his home PC flashes a message about him being summoned to another world, Yuji restarts his machine, only to find that he's inadvertently accepted the summons. Now, in a fantasy world far removed from paperwork and computers, Yuji has just one thing on his mind: waking up from what he thinks is a dream and getting back to the mountain of work he left behind. But this other world has other plans for Yuji, who quickly discovers his monster tamer character class allows him to befriend slimes. And thanks to their number, those slimes help him absorb so much magical knowledge that he gains a second character class in the blink of an eye. How will Yuji wield his power now that he's the greatest save the realm has ever known? And what about all that paperwork? Wow! Another OPMC's anime series is coming. I just can't wait to watch this anime.
時が来た。神の座を次の人間に。
Number 4 is Plotting No End. The team from Death Note and Bakumen have reunited to make Plotting No End, the anime adaptation of the manga from writer Sugumi Ove and illustrator Takeshi Obata. The show, currently being made by Signal, MD, follows Murai Kakehashi, a student who attempts suicide only to be saved by his guardian angel Nas. After saving him, Nas tells Kakehashi that he's one of 13 candidates chosen by different angels to take the role of God, who is supposed to retire in 999 days. Kakehashi doesn't want to participate in the contest to become God, but that won't stop the other candidates from giving it their all to become God. I think this anime will gonna break the record of other upcoming animes. And in number 3 is Tokdopi Destiny. In the story of the anime, one day a black meteorite fell on the world, and the world completely changed. The meteorite produced grotesque monsters called D2, which started running rampant. D2 very quickly banned all music, which was the one thing able to overcome them. But there were some people who resisted the D2. They are young women who hold the power of music, the music heart. These young women hold scores that are able to defeat the monsters. And there are also people who lead these women, the Conductor. The anime takes place in America in the year 2047, which has fallen to ruin thanks to the D2. Takt, a Conductor, is partnered with a music heart named Unmei. Takt teams for music to be returned to the world, and Unmei wishes to destroy the D2. Their aim is to travel to New York. If you're a fan of comedies that are bad at judging personal boundaries, then you're in luck, because number 2 is Heron is Unmeasurable. This anime is about a girl who has difficulty communicating and the classmate that grows closer to her. Rina Heron is a small and quiet student with no sense of personal space or distance. In some cases, she's inches away from your face, and other times, she's miles away. Fellow student Reidu Matsuboshi, who's seated next to her in class, is the only one who tries to understand her. He may look tough on the outside, but he's a really nice guy when you get to know him. One day, Reidu picks up a Heron's eraser off the floor for her. She takes this small gesture as a sign that he wants to be best friends with her. This story follows these two as their friendship blossoms and the challenges they have to work to overcome.
アハレンさんは測れない。2022年4月より。
今後ゲームにおいてあらゆる蘇生手段は機能しない。ヒットポイントがゼロになった瞬間、諸君らのアバターは永久に消滅し、諸君らの脳は破壊される。
And finally in number 1 is Sword Art Online Progressive. 1 month has passed since Akihiko Kayaba's deadly game began, and the body count continues to rise. 2,000 players are already dead. Kirito and Asuna are two very different people, but they both desire to fight alone. Nonetheless, they find themselves drawn together to face challenges from both within and without. Given that the entire virtual world they now live in has been created as a death trap, the surviving players of Sword Art Online are starting to get desperate, and desperation makes them dangerous to loners like Kirito and Asuna. As it becomes clear that solitude equals suicide, will the two be able to overcome their differences to find the strength to believe in each other, and in so doing survive? Sword Art Online Progressive is a new version of the Sword Art Online tale that starts at the beginning of Kirito and Asuna's epic adventure on the very first level of the deadly world of Aincrad. If you want top 10 upcoming new best animate sequel recommendation video, then click left side. Okay guys, see you in next video. Comment me if you want more anime recommendation video.